In this first part of the Fire Fossil Fission Photon series, we start with the first technology we were able to grasp. Our civilization started with none other than fire. From the moment early humans sparked the first flames, the intimate relationship between humans and energy has been transformative and defining. Over millennia, we have slowly recognized, and often without understanding, that the universe and world around us is packed with energy, locked up in different forms and waiting to be harnessed and used by intelligence. Enter humans. Of course, fire was humanity's first great energy discovery, estimated at 2 million years ago. Unbeknown to us then, the burning of fire is actually an atomic reaction, but of course not in the sense of nuclear fission. The law of conservation of energy says that matter is neither created or destroyed in any chemical reaction such as fire. However, this is not technically accurate. When wood is set alight, photons are indeed created, which is why we see it at night. While this means that some of the wood has been converted back into the electromagnetic spectrum, a clear form of energy, the amount of mass lost is incomprehensibly negligible. Just a reminder that it takes an immense amount of energy to make a small amount of mass, and conversely, a small amount of mass will convert back into an immense amount of energy. So what we have is a universe with an enormous amount of energy invested in and locked up in a small amount of matter. And it is this conversion ratio that allows fire to have given us so much energy and comfort. Early hominins learned to make and control fire, which provided warmth, protection from predators, and a means to cook food. Eventually, fire became central to survival, ritual and community, and marked a profound evolutionary milestone. The first advantage of fire was in cooking food. Why did cooked food even happen? And why should we have tried to cook food? The answer is actually simple. Going back as far as the first hominins appeared, would have existed the burned remains of animals, fruit, vegetables, nuts and bulbs after wildfires. The cooking of food has remained to this day a highly social and tribal activity where food itself is secondary to the meal. Upon eating cooked meat or any cooked food, early humans would have loved the sharp flavors and the joy and warmth of the heat gain, as well as the easily chewed and digested food. And even after these wonderful meals, those individuals would have quickly learned the feeling of strength and health and satiation in the following days, as a result of their digestive systems being able to absorb and retain so much more calorie from the cooked food, giving not only more agility and strength in those following days, but more brain function and clear thinking. It follows that a bushfire or prairie fire would have been a double-edged win, because the burned carcasses would also have meant less hunting for a week or so. Many have believed that cooking was an astonishing advance for us to have achieved, but in reality it was the easiest because nature did it for us. What is astonishing is that we decided to find out how to make fire. And it seems clear that the first fires would have come from preserving a fire from a natural fire, using lots of wood and sticks. It also follows that at some stage a fire became stationed in a particular place, perhaps inside a cave entrance or under a cliff hang where it could be permanently maintained. Leading up to this, it's likely that early tribes would have prepared a stash of tinder and wood in readiness for a fire if theirs had been lost to rain or wind. Once discovered, fire would have been utterly valuable, not just for cooking but for protection, hide softening, winter warmth, hygiene, and for extending the day into the night with light, transforming caves into homes. Fire would have created greater night security, allowing for a better sense of safety and better night rest. Nightlight would have allowed for so many activities, including creativity, cooking, wood hardening, and even hide hardening. But most importantly, just like today, people warmed not just bodies, but their emotional connection of family and bonds. Such warmth of community is arguably no less tribal today as modern people talk and laugh around the wonderful intensity that only a wood fire can produce. A controlled fire back then would have represented the highest level of technology at the time. From a practical perspective, those people would have seen the same kind of magic in their fire as we see today in our microwave ovens, refrigerators, and hot water. Fire also, in a way, sowed the seeds of technological thinking, using natural forces for the comfort and safety of the tribe. Astonishingly, the next leap in energy didn't happen for about 1.9 million years. It seems that fire really did the trick for our ancestors because it worked out perfectly as an advantage that allowed us to thrive in comfort for millions of years without really needing to progress further. In part 2 of this series, we'll take a good look at how we stumbled across and unlocked fossil fuels and the dramatic effect they had on humanity in such a short amount of time. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like it to let Google know we're working hard. And of course, subscribe if you'd like to stay in touch with our content.